Welcome and thank you for watching The Beat on Creation. I am Erika Christie coming to you from Washington, D.C., and this is BlurredCon 2017. Hey guys, we're at BlurredCon and I have met someone. Walked into the middle of his panel late and he mocked Darrell and I for it, but we forgave him. Who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Brian. I go by Kaiser. It's a long story. If you want to do another interview, we can go over that later. But what I do, I'm just an artist, or I like to believe that I'm an artist. And I make pretty pictures, that's about it. But my claim to fame at the moment is that I actually sold my own property to Upper Deck and they're releasing it. So a product that I worked on for a couple years, got it promoted it out and did all that, and then they're like, we want that. And so now my name is going to be on a world market and someone else is doing the work for me. So that's fantastic. Yeah, so that's my big one right now.
Excellent. When I looked you up, there is a long list of things under what you do, other than artist, which is awesome. You've also got your studio. What kind of stuff do you do with your studio?
Well, we're a production studio, pre-production studio, so we do storyboards, comics, toys, games, fun stuff. We do art stuff. I mean, that's all we do. We do art stuff and it's a lot of fun, mostly because we want to stay children forever and it'd be okay. Because, when you act like a child, they're like, oh, look at that guy, pushing 30 and now he's acting like a child. But I make toys. And they're like, oh, well, then it's okay. And it's like, that's why we do it.
Do you have a preference between the things you do? Toys, comic books, card games, role-playing stuff?
As long as I can draw first, then it doesn't matter. I like to draw. That's the one thing that keeps me sane. I'm a teacher at Norfolk State University, and we got a lot of meetings that we have to go to, and I'm always drawing. And, some people think that it's disrespectful, but I'm like, if I don't draw, I'm not paying attention to you. So I draw all the time. And so as long as, if I'm making a toy and I know I got to sculpt it out, I have to draw the turnaround first. And as long as I can do that, it doesn't matter what I have to do afterwards.
There are a lot of learners who learn better, whether they're taking notes or just moving their pencil. So that actually is a way for many people to help remember what they're hearing.
But a lot of people, especially, and when I was in high school, I got in trouble a lot because I'd be in history class and they'd be talking about, samurais and ninjas, and I'm like, this is right up my alley. And I'm drawing samurai and swords and battles and stuff, all about what we were talking about. And my teacher would come by and yell at me. He was like, why are you drawing? You should be paying attention. And then I got pulled into the principal's office, and I'm like, I don't understand what the problem is. Ask me something about what we went over today. And they're like, well, what about this? And I'm like, you mean this drawing? Or this drawing? Or this drawing? And then I give dates and names, and they're like, oh, you are paying attention. I'm like, yeah, if I'm not, then I'm daydreaming, and I'm never paying attention then. So, yeah.
So it took you extra work to show the teachers that you were actually paying attention?
Yeah, absolutely, because they don't believe you. They just say, you're doodling. You're not doing anything. You're just not paying attention. And I'm like, I'm a straight A student. What are you talking about? But it's a long battle, especially for artists. I mean, that's why they created fidget spinners now, because people need that. They do need it now. Now it's a toy. Before it was a coping mechanism, but before it was, it was meant to keep people who had to move their hands, tap their pen, something like that, to be quiet, but still have that ability. For me, I switched that to, I'll just draw. And I still got in trouble for it, so it didn't matter.
All right, so last question. What is your favorite part about collaborating with other artists?
The actual ability to hear someone else's thought process, because you're only one person. And while you might have the best ideas on the entire planet, someone else has another idea that's just as good. And then you're like, oh, wait, I can use that for my idea and I can make it better. Oh, my goodness. So that collaborative process is something that any artist or any creative person needs. So if you're living in a bubble, you'll never be as good as you possibly could. Because I know for a fact that when I was in school and now even as a professional, I try and go to the people who are better than I am. I'm like, you're better than I am. So I'm gonna sit next to you and learn. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? How are you doing that? Please teach me so that I can become better. So that creative process from other people allows me to be even better than I was previously. So that's the best part, especially about conventions like this. You'll find people that you never knew existed, and you're just like, this is amazing. I'm going to be your best friend. And then you learn stuff from them, and then you become better, they become better. It's just, the process is just absolutely amazing.
So collaborating and bringing everybody up at the same time.
Right, you have to. Because if you're not, I mean, if you're the person who's like, I'm better than you, and I'm better than, then, you know, A, you're a jerk and nobody likes you, but you'll never get any better. You're going to plateau out. But if you're like, man, this is amazing, how do you do that? Please show me. You will get better. There's no way around it.
Can you tell us the name of the project that was bought?
Absolutely. So the game's called Dark Legacy, and it's coming out November 18th by Upper Deck. And it's going to be a very nice box of cards and dice and a lot of good things behind it. But look for it. It'll be Dark Legacy. This character is the main character on it. So he's going to be up front and center on the box. So it's going to be a pretty big deal, I hope. I hope. You know, I stick my foot in my mouth now. It's like, it's going to be great. And everyone's like, this is the worst thing ever. I like to play it. They obviously like to play it. So it can't be that bad, but it's coming.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much. Thank you. All right. First ever BlurredCon. Hey, guys.